Hey guys, Anthony here. Saturday, March 18th, 2017. I'm out this morning about 8:30 a.m. Taking out my gear, my bug out bag, my front pack, and going out for a hike. And my goal is to just test the weight, how everything's distributed, making sure I have what I need on board, and just doing a run, go around with it. Not sure how this is going to film out, but hopefully it'll come out okay. Just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what I'm carrying, and you'll see that in my other videos where I did on this bag. And then there's a few things I'm gonna review again on this, but I wanted to give you guys a bird's eye view of this pack setup and in action. So let me get going a little bit. I'll report back once I get to my next location, and I'll review how it's going. One of the things I can tell you right now is footwear is so important. I've got a pair of Asics like trail running shoes on. They're low top. I think more of a ankle high boot would be more in order here, but I wanted to take these because this is what I wear most of the time. I want to take them out and try it out and test it out and see how the shoes take on the weight. So we'll be back in just a few. Alright guys, I'm about 15 minutes into my trek. I came across this fenced-in lot here, and what I noticed was there's a fence all the way around it, even over by the street side, but right here in this little area, there's a piece of the fence that's been cut away or whatever. So it's telling me either people are going down in here, maybe for the night or whatever, but this would be a good little, maybe a hiding spot or something of that nature, or somewhere to take a breather, just for some cover. Remember, I'm in a totally urban area right now. I'll show you. There's the road right there, one of the roads. So there's apartments here and stuff. And now if I was bugging out, I wouldn't necessarily be in broad daylight like this. I would preferably do this at night and hunker down during the day, maybe in a lot like this or somewhere like this where I've got lots of cover and concealment, even though I'm in an urban area. And then there's also maybe some resources in here that I could use, maybe some trees to hang my hammock if I wanted to take a rest, or just lay my mat out and sit down for a while and catch my breath, or go over some next phases of my plan. So what I'm noticing now so far with the pack is it takes your body a while to acclimate to the weight. I want to make sure it's sitting properly on my shoulders, hips. I had a few questions on my channel regarding if the RIBZ front pack here that I have on would hinder my diaphragm from breathing, and no, as long as you don't overload it, and as long as the RIBZ pack is set not too tight when you zip it, you should be fine. And I haven't had any problems breathing yet or anything like that. Trying to give you guys as best I can with the little selfie stick I have on what my pack looks like, what I'm carrying. But I wanted to stop and show you this lot here. I was looking for a way in, and then I came back in this little corner here, and I peeked in and I found, I definitely found a way in. Not sure if anyone's in here. There are some homeless in this area, so maybe they do come down in here at night. Although I don't see any real signs of litter or anything, any papers or vegetation trodden through. I don't see a path through here, but this would be somewhere where I came and hid out for a while if I had to. So let's continue with my trek. I'll be back in a while. Every 15 or so minutes I'll put the camera on and let you know how I'm feeling, okay? One thing I do have, and I do recommend that people carry in their pack, is access to water while you're walking. Now, whether that's on your waist or on the front of you, a bottle, something you could take and sip from. I like the Camelback version here that's in the back of my pack. It's on the outside pocket, and I got quick access to sip water, and I also have an Nalgene bottle filled with water as well for cooking and things like that. So water wise, I'm pretty good. I don't have to stop and get water. I do have my filtration straw, my Survivor straw, if I needed it in a pinch, but right now I'm good. So we're going to continue walking here. Here's that empty lot I'm telling you about. This is the outer perimeter, so somewhere deep inside there would be a good place to hunker down if I had to. And then this is an open area here, and again, it's all fenced in except for that little opening that I found. And another good idea, guys, is to carry a pair of snips. I left them in my van, but I would have taken them if this was a real bug out situation, and if I had to snip through this fence, I could. Those things will be worth their weight in gold in a bug out situation. You get through a fence and be able to hide out in this area if there was a lot of commotion going on, just a place to hunker down. And so we'll be back in a few. I'll make the turn here. I just want to see if there's any more cuts in this fence here. Here's a tarp right here. Looks like somebody may have set this up here as a little shelter here. You can see the little mattress up there, and somebody might have been using this as a little hideout or a way to spend the night. Okay. No easy way in right here, except for, you could probably, I don't know if you can climb this too easy. There's no top post. You might get hurt. Cutting your way in or finding an opening would be the best bet in my book. There's another piece of tarp or something, some nursery plastic could possibly use. Here's a water bottle right here, guys. Oh, sorry. Here's a water bottle right here that you could use to collect water. And if you had to in a pinch, you could screw that on your Survivor filter. So right there, I could probably step on that and get into the fence that way if I wanted, but I'm looking not to get hurt. So you got an empty lot and then a wooded area in the back here. So also a pair of bolt cutters could easily cut that chain off, but you're not going to really carry a heavy-duty pair of bolt cutters in your bug out bag unless you get the short-handled ones. Here's an opening right here that somebody might use to spread this out a little bit more and get in there. Here's an opening right here. So the fence stops here, so you could literally walk in here. So I didn't know that. I thought it went all the way around. So, okay, here's an opening. You can walk right in, and you can you know, go back in there and cook or whatever you had to do, and take it from there. So we'll be back in a minute, and let's get some more ground covered. Hey guys, see that pile of debris over there? I'm sure you'd be able to find some good fire tinder in that pile of dried up palm tree pieces and coconuts and whatever's in there. I'm sure you'd be able to find something in there. Inside this fenced area here, you got a lot of palm trees you could possibly get into at night. Maybe hang your hammock if you had to and hide away. There's a line of trees over there that lines the road, so you be concealed. And there's a couple of little hilly berms you could probably get behind as well. Again, there's some more dirt mounds there. Looks like some dry material there that they have piled up. This is a research area. I think it's the University of Florida. I'm not sure. I think it is. They've got some vehicles parked in there, and they're partnered up with the state. So just trying to, you know, scope out the area, see what's here. It looks like there's a cut in the fence coming up here, right there. I don't know if that somebody tried to cut through that or push through that. Looks like somebody might have hit it with a car or something, but I could possibly pull this up easily right here at the bottom and squeeze under that, or just make a couple snips, you know, snip up about a foot or so with my snips and get into there with not too much trouble at night. And again, lots of places to hide, even that dumpster there. So again guys, trying to not only test out the weight and the feel of the bag, the packs, but also just trying to, you know, get your mind thinking of SHTF, get your mind thinking of bugging out, you know, what you would do. You know, you're in the, one minute you're in civilized world, the next minute you're trying to survive, and your mind plays a huge role. Your mind's your greatest prep. And so you got to train your mind just like you train your muscles and things like that. You got to train your mind to think out of the box in situations like this, where you're faced with, you know, people possibly coming after you, you know, normal people that are riding by me on their bikes or whatever. If I came across them at night and there was a SHTF situation, you know, no telling what they might do. So you want to probably, you know, stay away from as many people like that as you can, and make your flight at night, and during the day hunker down and not be too concerned with movement in this urban type of situation, unless you were concealed, unless your view was concealed. If you were kind of hiking inside there, maybe you could stay concealed, but then again, there's a lot more places to sprain your ankle, holes in the ground and things like that you've got to be careful of. So you've got to think about that. So a couple people talked about breaching tools, you know, pry bars, and yeah, that would come in handy in your pack, or having it handy in an SHTF. You know, maybe some of them sheds or something, if they were unoccupied, you can get in there and find shelter or some things that would be useful for you. So thinking about that as well. Tools on your bug out bag, or access to tools. So we'll be back. Little squirrel. Hey, bye. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Going up the tree, huh? Alright guys, let's talk about self-defense on the trail or on your bug out excursion. What do you carry? Why do you carry it? And do you carry multiple forms? In other words, I'll give you an example of what I am carrying today. My first line of defense really is my staff, my walking stick. That's why I prefer a hardwood walking stick over, like, say, trekking poles. Nothing against trekking poles, I have those. But a walking stick can, you know, push a dog away, a human away, to give you a couple seconds to get to another line of defense, like a pepper spray, which I do have in my front pack. Access to a knife. I didn't put on my fixed blade, but I usually carry in the front here. Normally I would have it on. It's a Rat 3 fixed blade knife. So I would have the stick, the pepper spray, the knife, and I have a whistle for signaling if I had to. That's not really self-defense, but maybe I could scare somebody away. And then of course I have the full-size Glock 17 in a Kydex holster in my front pack as well. So there's a tier of defense that I have. If this was an SHTF situation and the few people that I did pass that passed me by friendly today may not be so friendly tomorrow, so I want to have access to some form of self-defense, depending on and based on the type of threat that I'm facing, whether it's from an animal with 4 legs or an animal with 2 legs. I want to be able to defend myself and stop the threat. And so that's something that you have to think about personally when we go over what's in the pack or what I'm carrying. You know, I'm thinking of a time when law is out the window. There is no rule of law. The breakdown, the emergency that's happened has dictated that you're on your own. You can't call 911. And so you've got to take that into account as a prepper and as somebody getting ready for something for society to unravel. You've got to take that into account. So what you have to carry, number one, make sure you have it ready to go. You know how to use it, and you've processed things in your head, although, you know, it's hard to process a life and death situation unless you've been through one before. But you've got to bring your mind to the level of the person or persons attacking you. You've got to think that it's you or them. And so all means necessary to secure your survival. And so with that, let me know what you guys are thinking, what you guys pack. It's good to discuss some things on this topic, because we live in a time where things can unravel very quickly. We see that around the country. If you don't see it, you're blind, because it's unraveling as we speak. Current events have dictated that there's a system trying to install itself above the rule of law and the system that we're supposed to have in place. And so that is why I'm doing videos like this and practicing like this, because there may come a day when I'm put to the test. And when I'm put to the test and I walk into the valley, I want to be able to have been there, at least in my mind and in practice, so it's not a shock to me. Okay, here is a water source that I'm passing now. Remember guys, these types of canals, retention ponds, things of that nature, especially down here in South Florida, although it is water, it's catching runoff from the roads. There's a road right behind me, and maybe chemicals from pesticides and who knows what else, animals. Make sure your filter, if you had to resort to drinking this water or taking it for sustenance, make sure you're able to process it. Make sure your filter is not just, say, a life straw that'll filter out certain bacterias and things, but not chemicals. Make sure your straw, like say the Survivor filter that I have, has some form of charcoal or a secondary filter that'll at least get most of the other contaminants out of the water, along with being able to boil it if you had to first, and then filtering it through the Survivor filter. Again, think about where you live, what part of the country, what water sources you are going to come against. If you're out in the mountains in the country and the water sources are more pristine than this, then your filtration system doesn't need to be as elaborate. But down here, what I'm facing is retention ponds, canals, things of that nature. Not too many free-flowing streams and things like that, at least not in the urban sprawl that I live in. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay guys, I made it to my destination. I'll drive my route that I walked today, but I was out for about an hour and 10 minutes. I think I probably walked over 2 miles with the pack, and I only stopped while I was filming a few times. I didn't stop to sit down or take the pack off. And so now that I've reached my destination, I want to grab something quick and make something quick to nourish myself. So I had a Cliff Bar that I had with me, which I'm going to eat. And without breaking out my main stove, I carry the SHTF in easy access, a tablet, got my new Exotac cover for the Bic Classic lighter, so I'll light that up, be able to light that, and then I can access my water, which is in the pack, in the bottle I talked about before, and I can access the cup that the water bottle is in, and this cup will double as my be able to boil my water to make my tea or my coffee, whatever I'm going to have. So that's that there. So let's get the SHTF on. And so what I'll do is I have a small knife right outside the pack here. I've got the Mora, I believe this is the Mora number 2. Use this knife all the time. And so I can easily get that out. The SHTF tablet out. Open it up here. Sometimes you gotta scratch the surface a little bit. It'll light quicker. But with the lighter, I really don't have too many worries about that. So I could light this tablet just like this with the big lighter. Okay. I'll let that catch up or catch on. Put my lighter away in the pack. Pour some water into my cup. Then we'll get a brew out of our. And my bottle also has the cap on it, so I'm able to pour without taking the wide mouth cap off. Sit back, Teddy. Okay, just enough water for a cup of tea. And what I'll do is, got to bend those in a little bit. Bend those in a little bit to rest the cup on. There you go. The only thing missing on this cup is a little lid, which I have to get for it, but you can see there that it's burning nicely. And I didn't have to go into the main body of my pack. Got this stuff right on the outside, most of it My brews are in the top portion there. I'll reach up and get a tea bag out. And so without accessing my main stove, I'm able to get that out. Alright, so I reached into the top portion of my pack. I got my beverage kit out, which I have to update today. But I did put some fresh tea bags in here last time I did my pack. I also have this Sea to Summit cup that I can drink out of if I wanted to, just to show you. Or if I was having some oatmeal or something else, I could drink out of the cup, eat out of here. But I'm just going to eat the Cliff Bar today, and I'm going to drink right out of the Ascend cup there. But I just wanted to show you some quick access gear. Nothing fancy today other than a Lipton tea bag, okay, for the brew. I don't usually use sugar, but today I'm going to use a pack or two of sugar just because of the trek that I took. So I'll put that in my tea along with my Cliff Bar, and I've already had some straight water to rehydrate a little bit, so I should be fine on that end. And again, this cup is almost ready, and it's only been a few minutes. Show you that there. Already got some bubbles in the water, and again, I don't want rolling boil water for tea. I just want some hot enough to sip, and that's it. So here's my little footprint that I just made right now. You can see just stuff that I took out. I can easily go back in my pack. I could easily be back on the trail or wherever I was going. There's my RIBZ pack. Again, that's there. We'll go over the contents of that later. And my brew is making there. Okay, I'm going to put the tea bag in now, since that is almost boiling. So my tea bag's in. And just to show you guys, there's the SBIT. Still plenty left there. I could actually put that out if I wanted to conserve it and relight it again later, but I'm not going to do that. I'll show you guys here. Take that off the heat there, move that aside. And I do have a small spoon to stir that in my pack, readily available. I believe I put that in the RIBZ pack. Yes, I did. Sea to Summit spoon. And there you go, guys. Got your brew. Some sugar in it, and I've got my Cliff Bar to get some calories back in me. And again, down and dirty, easy SBIT tablet, no gathering firewood, easy lighting with the lighter. No tricks here, just straight gear that you should have, basic stuff. This could have been on the trail as well. So we'll be back, guys, for a recap of this hike today and some further videos. Thanks for joining me. Stay ready. Anthony signing off. Hey guys, I think I got Teddy here to come in the video. Come here, bud. Since he missed the last one with Charlotte. There's my little buddy. This is Teddy, my little buddy. He waited for me to come home from the hike. Now you want some of my Cliff Bar. One little piece. Is that good? Is that good, buddy? Next time you can come with me. If I have to carry you, I'll take you. Okay? Why, are you jealous now too? Come on. Come here. Come here, Charlotte. Here, give me Charlotte. Come here, you want to come with Daddy? No? You playing shy? Teddy wants more Cliff Bar. Teddy's going to be 4 years old in August. Boy, did 4 years go by quick almost. My little beans. My little bear. Alright, buddy. Thanks for being in the video. Thanks for being in the video. Can I have another kiss? Can I have another kiss, huh? Huh? Watch that, Charlotte. That's hot.